Hi everyone, hope you are doing good. Welcome to the next video on my YouTube channel. My name is Bharti, Microsoft Dynamics 365 professional. This is the platform where I come and share my knowledge and experience with you all. So without further delay, let's start today's topic. And today's video is all about the functional consultant series which I have started. This is the next part where we are going to talk about the process of the requirement gathering, that how as a functional consultant we can go and prepare for the requirement gathering and document them. Just a disclaimer, everything which I say in this video is all my personal experience. You might have a different opinion about this, so I welcome all the opinions and have a better approach for the requirement gathering process. If you have, please ping me directly or comment it so that I can consider this for the future videos. So let's start with this. Just a quick recap how we started this. So we have broken down, if you remember the first video, I'm going to put all the links, and there is a playlist which I'm going to put in the description which you can go through for the functional consultant. So we started with talking about the end-to-end processes or the project cycle for Microsoft Dynamics 365. We talked about the methodology, the importance of the methodology, and the phases of the projects, and then we have broken down those phases into different sections. So now we are talking about the initiation phase, and there we are talking about, as a functional consultant, we are the key contributor in designing the solution. And then we started talking about what are the key architecture pillars which we have. So then we identify broken down into the process. Now we are going to talk about more detail in the process part. Now, so if I go further, when we talked about the processes, what are the key deliverables as a functional consultant we need to keep in mind. So we talked about the architecture, process architecture map, process tech catalog taxonomy, requirement traceability matrix, and the fit gap assessment. So these are the key deliverables as a functional consultant we need to deliver in any implementation. So now we are going to talk about that how we can initiate this process, and the major thing is that we have to go for the requirement gathering process. So we are going to talk about that whole process in this video. So if I move further, if I talk about the requirement gathering process, it has to be broken down. It cannot be covered in one video. So I thought to break it down into multiple parts. So if we really talk about that, how the requirement gathering process works, so again, it has to be like we have to do the preparation before we go to the customer for conducting workshops or the interview. Then there is a process of gathering the requirement, and then the process of documentation, and then taking the sign off. So now in today's video, what we are going to do, we are going to more focus on that, how do we prepare for our requirement gathering process, so that when we go in front of the customer, we are well prepared, we know what to ask and how to document, and what is the clear objective in our mind for the requirement gathering process. So that is what we are going to talk about. So we are going to talk about the preparation. So if we talk about the preparation, one of the key thing is that we need to understand what is going to be our approach when we are preparing for the requirement gathering and we are going to the customer. So for that, we need to have a couple of key principles. There can be many more, but this is what it comes to my mind when I think about the requirement gathering process. So the first thing is that we need to, when we go to the customer and when we prepare ourselves, so it should be a very process focused approach. And we need to, when we go to the customer, we need to keep in mind that we need to explain them that what is the approach we are going to take. So we are going to take the process focused approach, where we are going to focusing on their business processes more to design the new system and the new solution which we are going to do. So we need to be very much prepared about the approach which we are going to take, the benefit of that approach, that how it is going to benefit to the customer. Because if we do not communicate that what we are why we are taking this approach, there might be a communication gap between us and the customer. And then the importance of the process focused approach in a successful implementation. So it is very important that we take this process focused approach, and also we explain all these things to our customers first. We also keep in mind the business language. Every organization has its internal language, not only in terms of the terminologies, but also in terms of the processes, because it depends in which industry, which country they are in. So they have their own terminologies and the processes. So it is good that we prepare for that, so that when we go and talk to them, it should feel like that we understand their business processes and the industry beforehand, and we can talk in their language. Sometimes it happens that we both are speaking the same thing, but the terminologies used by the users are different, and what we are using is different. So it is very important for us to understand the language in the business terminology. The next one is that business process future vision. We need to prepare that what is our future vision for the different business processes which we are going to implement. So for a successful implementation starts with a clear understanding of organization business processes, and also many times you will hear that it is called as targeted operating model, TOM. So we need to be very clear in our mind when we are going for the requirement gathering, that what is the future vision for the organization business processes. And most important thing, we have to prioritize the critical business requirement when we are going and talking to the customer. So these are the key principles which we need to keep in mind when we are preparing for the requirement gathering workshop and the process. If I move to the next one, then to have these things in place, keeping these principles as a base, we need to have certain considerations when we are talking about. So we need to have the elaboration of the business process catalog. What is business process catalog? I'm going to talk about this. Business process catalog, it's a kind of a process hierarchy for any organization for their processes. For example, I will have a procure to pay, which will be broken down into a, let's say, invoicing process, procurement process, invoicing process, and payment process. And then procurement process again broken down into that, how do you manage your controls and the policies, and then how do you procure, how do you receive those materials and the services. So it is a process catalog. There are a lot of business process called APCQ. I mean, we can follow that, which is a standard process catalog which is available. Microsoft Dynamics also has its own business process catalog from the Dynamics perspective. I'm going to show that. So we need to have that in the consideration, that we are going to align with the right business process catalog, and we need to elaborate on that. Define the clearly business requirements and the goal. It is very important that we clearly define that what is our goal, and what are the requirements we are going to capture, in which area we are going to capture. The ultimate goal for us is to map their edges process to the to-be processes. So we need to keep this in mind, that when we are talking in this direction. Define the different levels and the type of business processes, that how many different levels are there, what are the different types of processes they are having, so that you can formulate a end-to-end business process, a complete journey for the customer. And most critical thing is that when we are talking about these business processes and the requirement, it is very important for us to talk about the roles and the responsibilities. Because if you do not understand that which process is performed by which user, or what type of user or which department, it is very difficult for you to have a clearly articulated requirement and the solution design in future. So we need to keep all these things in mind. Now, to prepare for this, considering the key principle in the mind, considerations which we have, what is the objective which we have for the requirement gathering process, then we need to have certain tools and the material in place before we get into the workshop or the interview with the stakeholder. First thing is you need to have your templates and the requirement documentation. So one of the thing is that you need to have a questionnaire prepared so that you can ask the right question to the right stakeholder, ask why you need it, and how you do it today. So asking these questions and in this way is very important. As a functional consultant, we need to be very clear in asking our questions. Okay, so our questionnaire also should follow in a similar way, so that it doesn't have any loose end there where there are multiple possibilities. Try to ask as many as specific and well articulated questions. You need to also have some PowerPoint document prepared for the workshop, so that when you go in front of the customer, when you enter in the workshop, you have something to present and talk about. So that should be there. And then also you should have your process taxonomy in place, standard taxonomy, so that tomorrow when you are doing the mapping of your business process and talking about mapping their requirement to the processes, you have that in place. Setting up the DevOps, Azure DevOps or any other tool if you are using. Normally Microsoft has a recommended tool which is Azure DevOps, where you can capture all your processes, requirement, and all the documentation which you are going to do as part. So it is very important if you set up the Azure DevOps along with your solution architect and the program team. So these are the critical things which we need to keep in mind. Now I have some examples for this. So first thing is which I'm going to talk about is preparing for the business process catalog. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you on the official Microsoft portal, they have a business process catalog which you can directly import to your Azure DevOps, and also you can download the Excel spreadsheet for your reference. And they also have some PowerPoint for the end-to-end processes which are mapped in that particular catalog. So let me just show you that portal and then show you where you can download that. I'm going to put that link in the description also, so that you can refer this for later. So this is your Microsoft Dynamics or Microsoft official portal, where you can go and download your business process catalog and the process flows which are available in the system. So this is the portal. I will just put this into, like, there are different 15 end-to-end business processes. So you can click here and then you will go to this business process catalog option. And when you click on this, you can download this. It is going to give you two options, that you just want to have the Excel spreadsheet for yourself, or you want to have the Excel spreadsheet in a form where you can upload directly this to your Azure DevOps. If I quickly show you this, how this Azure DevOps uploadable format looks like. So it has been recently updated in 2023. So let me show you this template, that how it looks like. So this is the Excel which I have downloaded. If you see here, you have the work item type, which Microsoft recommend you to have it, and then you have description, and then you have all the work item and the processes. Here you have an area path and everything what you need for this to be working. And you also have a unique reference for your each and every business process, so that when you are talking about the different business process, when you are breaking it down, you have an option to link this back. And when you are gathering the requirement, you can link this unique ID to your requirement, so that you can easily track this. So if I see this, which is one of the example I have for procure to pay as a, let's say, area path. If you see here, so this is the procure to pay. Now in this this has been broken down into defining different procurement process. So how we are going to have the change order, how the review and approval of the agreement, purchase order using workflow. So all these processes are defined. Now what we can do is that we need to have a standard process flows from Microsoft Dynamics, Microsoft side, or if you have your own visuals or something against this, you can have that. But Microsoft also have this ready to use. You can download them and prepare for your workshops. So let me show you this as well, where it is. So it is on the same portal. So here, if you just go down, you will have an option of downloading your business process flow. This is going to open this GitHub. So now if you see here, you have all the process flow PowerPoints available for you. Let's say if I download this PowerPoint, which is my procure to pay. So I can download this file, and then I can just see that how this procure to pay process flow is available from Microsoft side. So I can just have that in place if I do not have anything internally prepared. So if you see this is how this PowerPoint is. This is the official document which you have it from Microsoft. It has all the business process catalog, what is written, like how your catalog is going to work, how you are going to process the invoices. So all these things are available here. So if you do not have anything in house to use, but you can start with this. So you have a business process catalog, you have a PowerPoint for the process flows now, right? So the next thing which we need to check is our workshop template, which we need to have. So I have prepared something which can help you give you the approach that how you can prepare for your workshops. So I have created some structure. So let me show you that as well. So this is one example for the template. What you can have is that you can have something like this. So you are doing the Microsoft Dynamics 365 implementation procure to pay workshop 1. Then you can have the agenda slide where you set up that what is the agenda you are going to have for this workshop. Purpose and objective. You have the workshop format, that what you are going to do. So you can have a duration, agendas, like keep to the topic and agree if needed. So all these things you can define in your PowerPoint template as one of the slide. Current solution landscape which customer is having, so that they can relate that what you are having today. And then you can define that how this is going to replace in future, what it looks like. High level process flow workshop module area, which we just now saw from the standard Microsoft portal. You can download that, and then you can link that that process flow with your business process catalog, the DevOps template which we have downloaded, so that there is a clear linking between your what you are going to document in the process taxonomy hierarchy and in the Azure DevOps. And when you talk about these business processes, you can have the questionnaire in place, ask your questions, frame your requirement against each and every business process and document them. You can have a Q&A slide, you can have some parking lot, like what are the things which are pending, or what is the next item by whom, and then you can have a simple thank you slide. So this is how you can have another document or the template for your PowerPoint for the workshop. The next thing which you require is, now let's say you know your business process taxonomy, you have the process flows, you have a DevOps setup. Now when you have a workshop template or the PowerPoint prepared, what you need to have the questionnaire in the backend to ask the questions, right? So now you can have a simple format like this for preparing your questionnaire. You can have an area, the module, and the process, and then the reference to your business process catalog, so that when you are having because these questions will derive your future requirement. So it is very important to cross link everything so that tomorrow you can have a clear traceability for yourself to document everything. Now these questions you can ask. So I have just put some random questions, but your questions should be very well articulated. You should ask the right question to the right stakeholder, and it should have a clear objective of capturing the requirement for the future vision what we have set up for the program. And then you can have the details and the customer response here. So this will help you to capture the requirement and document it further. Apart from this, the list of requirement as a result of this can be captured here, or you can capture directly in the DevOps as a one of the work item. I'm going to possibly show you the demo in the next video that how DevOps looks. But let's say if you do not have DevOps, if you want to maintain your requirements in an Excel spreadsheet. So I think other day I have also in the last video I have shown you that how this how you can maintain an Excel spreadsheet, which is called a requirement traceability matrix. But let me show you that format again here. So this is kind of a sort of offline template which you can have, which can say that what is the area requirement, what is the requirement name, description, which module it is, and then the process and the sub process from the business process catalog, so that you can trace it back. What is the source of this workshop requirement, whether it has come through the workshop or you have sent some email or some document. What is the type, which is the category, whether it's a feature, function, interface, master data, reporting, security, localization. What is the must have, should have, could have, who is the contact person, and who is the owner. And later you can define your scope and the fit gap also based on this. Now this you can maintain in this Excel template, or you can also maintain this data in your Azure DevOps. It's up to you that what process you would like to follow. So now a quick recap. What we have understood till now is that we were talking about a preparation for the requirement gathering process, and for the preparation we need couple of things. So we need certain documents in the template. So we need to have a process taxonomy, which we can download from Microsoft portal, the process flows from the Microsoft portal. If you have it yourself, you can use that. Then the workshop template, where we go and talk to the business stakeholders. So we should have some workshop PowerPoint presented, questionnaire, which we should prepare it first, and then the requirement traceability matrix offline Excel spreadsheet, or we can have it in the system as a part of Azure DevOps. So these are the basic things which we need to have it before we go for the requirement gathering process or the workshop to the stakeholder. Next video I will try to talk about that how those workshops should be conducted, how you should ask your questions, what you have prepared, and then after that we will talk about the documentation and the sign off. So that's it for this video. Hope this helps you to understand the requirement gathering process preparation part, and we are going to move forward with these type of videos. And the objective of these videos is to help you in understanding that as a functional consultant, your responsibility is not only designing or configuring a system or the application, it is more than that, and these all activities are part of our the daily things when we go as a functional consultant in any project. So thank you for your time. That's it for this video. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out and put in the description or put in the comment box, and I will try to respond to that. Thank you. Take care.